Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Untitled Wrestling Podcast. It is Friday. You know what that means. Yeah, I'm bringing that back. Welcome. I'm your boy, Big Tasty, as always, joined by Jay. How's it going, Jay?
Yes.
And Faye. How's it going, Faye?
It's good. I've got a week off work. I have leftover cake. Today is a good day.
I haven't got a week off work.
It's
Have
an
you got
extra good
leftover
day.
cake?
Oh, no, I haven't got cake.
There's no such thing as leftover cake. That's an actual. I mean, I don't want to be all like.
That's a fallacy.
I don't want to be all 2010s memes, but that is a lie.
The cake is
That
definitely
cake
a lie.
is a lie.
No, it was Matthew's birthday yesterday, so.
So it was. Happy birthday, Matthew.
Yeah.
Did you ask him who he wants on his Newcastle shirt?
No, I didn't.
Not Arsenal player Alexander Isak.
I did say to him, though, how old are you in London? He was like 17. I was like, that's my boy.
Yeah. No comment.
So we are here to preview this weekend's Double or Nothing pay-per-view. The matches, I think it's finalised now. I think that's the full card.
There'll definitely be more stuff added to the pre-show.
There'll be more pre-show stuff, but I think main card, they've run out of TV shows to add more matches on, so I think we're set.
I mean,
Why was it a good day for you today, by the way, Tasty? You said something and I cut you off because I was excited about cake.
Well, it was a good day for me because we're doing a podcast about Double or Nothing. It shouldn't be that good a day. I was just saying to Jay before we started, I just got absolutely curb stomped at a game of Warhammer Kill Team. But
I mean, they did just record profits, though.
But but they did really well, and my opponent was lovely, so we had a really nice time. So
yeah,
nice.
And you learned to do better next time.
And I learned how to do better next time. Yeah.
Take barricades.
Take barricades. It turns out take cover so you don't get your nipple shut off.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought it? Anyway, talk about before we go into Double or Nothing. Yeah. Anyone got any wrestling they've seen lately they want to talk about that's not AEW related? Anyone got any bits and bobs?
I went to the Alex Connerty memorial show.
Yes, we did. Well, you did the little show, preview show about that as well, didn't you? How was it?
Yeah, it was amazing. It was so good. I saw, Alex's friend James.
Yeah.
He won the Alex Connerty Memorial Cup.
Aw.
Him and Isaac beat everybody up. It was fantastic.
Amazing.
DJ King made his return to the ring.
What?
At that Rumble, yeah. And Ben Cecil.
I saw Cecil.
Yeah.
And did Cecil bump for the business?
Yeah, he did. It was honestly, it was a truly crazy match.
Did DJ King's knees hold up?
They did. I'm proud of him.
Did his hair grow back?
No. It might do at the next Infamous show though, because he's facing Pitbull.
Oh my God, is he doing a Nigel McGuinness? Is he back now? Is he going to fight a Carter in London?
That's it, yeah. That's exactly what DJ's going to do. It was a really emotional night, and they raised a lot of money as well. Like,
that's awesome.
A lot of money. And I won all the raffles, so everything is right in the world.
That doesn't sound like you.
Did you make a large anonymous donation to the raffle fund to make sure that you had all the winning tickets?
I mean, I can't complain because I'm going to Atomic with you, like, because of that, so I can't really call it a fix.
3 bottles of alcohol, tickets to Atomic, and Odyssey as well.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. So that is going to be great. Yeah.
Just before we move on to the Double or Nothing pay-per-views, by the way, I've got a very important announcement. Going forward, contractually, half of all of our podcasts will now take place in Las Vegas.
Really? Nice.
Because it's how we can maximize our revenue.
I can't believe you've done this. I thought you were going to say about our new sponsor that's not our sponsor, Liquid Death, which is blurred out perfectly. Because
dude, I also have Liquid Death right here. Look at that.
I love Liquid Death and I don't have any of it.
I literally bought Liquid Death because every time I play D&D with Ben says, "Oh, I got 4 cans for £1 from Home and Bargain." And I was in Home and Bargain the other day and saw it and went, yeah, it's rude not to, isn't it?
Genuinely though, I do love it. It's so good.
Well, you better fucking catch it up before it stops coming over.
Yeah, so I'm lucky because literally in Highton nobody's buying it, so I have literally the entire supply of Highton Home Bargain.
The Penny Lane one has a shit ton.
So the big one in town is sold out. The little one on Bold Street, I think, is sold out. So I think there's like the one in St John's I've not been to yet. So if you
No.
see it there,
Sainsbury's
don't
also
you
sell
fucking
it.
touch it. It's mine.
No, fuck you. You got the Heighton one. It's genuinely my favourite thing to drink if I can get my hands on it.
If you come to the Penny Lane one and take my supply as well, Faye, I'll be upset.
But yeah,
we'll
they've
see.
got
I'm probably more than likely going to go up to your one than Heighton.
They've got the lime one and they've got the mango one, and it's it's 4 for £1. Or if you don't want 4, it's 29p a can.
I like the mango one the best.
You can have the mango one. I'll have the lime one because
I prefer the lime one, to be fair.
I haven't tried the lime one yet, though.
You're not going to, because I'm going to get them all like now.
Now
we've settled that.
That's not fair. I demand some. When we go to Atomic, bring me some.
I just love how it's like not like £2 a can anymore, because it was never worth that much money.
Yeah, no, because it's just sparkling water. That looks like it's in a Carlsberg or a Tuborg can.
Yeah, they sell it in pins in town.
Bet it's on 29p.
Yeah, it's definitely on 29p. It's probably about a tenner, yeah. But yeah, Double or Nothing.
Double or Nothing.
Sponsored by Liquid Death.
Sponsored by Liquid Death. Yeah, should we go straight into the... So, like as you say, there's probably going to be some more matches announced for the buy-in. There might be... Do you reckon there'll be some sort of rumble? They don't have a rumble at Double or Nothing?
They
have a casino battle royale sometimes, don't they?
Yeah, but they haven't done that for ages, like a couple of years now.
They do it on other ones now. They do it like...
They usually do it on like a special Dynamite, don't they?
Mm-hmm. They do the 2 rings, don't they now?
Yeah. Well, that's a different one. That's the Rampage Rumble, rest in peace. Or
the
Royal Rampage.
Yeah, Royal Rampage is the one, isn't it?
Can
I just say before we go into the card for this, have you seen the pictures of where this is being held? It's the Desert Diamond Arena in Glendale, Arizona. It looks beautiful.
No.
I haven't, but I'm going to Google it.
It's such a lovely looking venue. There's like a pool, a little pool outside.
If I remember when I'm editing, I'll put a picture of it up as well. Also, I've just remembered, because you said about wrestling coming up. There is also the Action Dean show. That is on the day before. That is done by AEW, ROH, Action Wrestling, and CMLL. It's for a wrestling journalist who passed away a couple of years ago. And I believe that show is going to be free to enter if you're at the venue, but also it's going to be streamed free on ROH's YouTube channel.
Hang on, Tom Clark just sent Joe the link for his show in our group chat. Do you reckon we should just jump in and simulcast 2 shows?
Oh, we can't do that. we can't do that. Last time we did that, I started swearing on Tom's show, and it was all kinds of
a bad time.
Remember a few weeks ago when you were hammered on Tom's show and you swore like constantly?
I kept swearing, and I was like, I'm so sorry. I've literally
I'll take you anywhere.
I'll have you know, Faye, it was your fault that I was fucking drunk, because I'd met
you. It was.
I'd met you for a drink, and you were like, oh yeah, we'll stay out for one more. Tom's still going to be there at 9 o'clock. So,
oh my god, yeah, that was my fault.
So maybe, don't be casting the fucking blame on me.
Right, let's get into the card then. So
it was a nice arena, by the way.
It is a lovely arena. Yeah. So starting off with the pre-show, we've got just the one match so far, and it's a women's tag team match. Now, interestingly, before we get into this, did you hear Tony made some very optimistic comments about the possibility of women's tag team titles at the press conference?
He did. About that it's like a long-term goal, which makes me think they're going to establish teams first and then maybe do a tournament, because they haven't done one of them for a little while.
I mean, we know Tony loves them tournaments.
Fucking love tournaments.
Who doesn't love tournaments? I love tournaments.
Just do a women's version of the men's random tournament they did like a few years ago.
The men's what tournament?
The men's tag team. Well, it was like a random one, wasn't it? Because it ended up with MJF and Adam Cole tagging together.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, don't do that, because it gave us the whole MJF angle, so maybe...
Yeah, we don't need that. We don't need MJF and Adam Cole winning the ROH tag titles again.
But you want to talk about...
That's upsetting.
You want to talk about establishing some women's tag teams? Well, here's 2 for you. So Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford, who are the sort of weird Joey Janela triumvirate. Don't worry about it. And they're taking on Anna Jay and Harley Cameron. Sad time Eleanor's.
Yeah.
So Sean Ross Sapp posted something very interesting the other day, saying what he thinks should happen is that Anna turns heel on Harley, brings back TJ, and then Harley and Nyla Rose become the most entertaining tag team on television.
That sounds amazing. I'm so down for that.
I'd be up for that.
Harley needs another partner, but more of like someone who can like be in charge, more of like a boss.
Don't give me hope. Don't give
What
me
you
hope.
mean the dream team of
More of like a
of
CEO.
Emmy Sakura? No,
Yes.
of Emmy Sakura and Harley Cameron. A queen, you say?
I think he meant Mercedes, but
I'll take it. I'll take
I'll
Emmy
take
Sakura.
that too. I'll take that too.
So yeah, Megan Byrne, Penelope Ford versus Anna Jay and Harley Cameron. So yeah, the whole Harley Cameron Anna Jay thing, like you say, Jay, I think there's something in there, isn't there? Like Anna Jay's been a bit too accepting, I think, of Harley.
Yeah.
I don't trust her.
I don't trust that. I mean, a fella's a fucking scapegoat, and that tells you everything you need to know about that. That pervert's knocking around building metal somewhere, you know.
Yeah.
You know, he's going to be back soon. He might be back on Sunday. We don't know.
With all the swords he's forged, he's a sword guy now.
Well, literally, like there was an update asked about him. It's like he's just doing loads of metal work in California. It's like, yeah, fair.
Turns out he's forged an entire suit of armor.
What's funny? Samoa Joe loves to send John Moxley like random weapons.
Yeah,
medieval weaponry.
Yeah.
It didn't like Renee was like it's becoming a problem.
Yeah.
I love Samoa Joe. What a great man.
We'll talk about him later. So yeah, I mean, do you think there's a heel turn here, or do you think our pre-show is not the time to do it?
I think that it's probably going to be starting to be teased here. I think that Megan and Penelope are absolutely fucking walking this match, aren't they? Let's be honest.
Maybe a bit of miscommunication between Anna and Harley.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe a bit of miscommunication, and then we get
Harley accidentally hits Anna with a puppet, and
yeah,
on the
John
ass,
Silver
obviously.
puppet.
Yeah, but I think because Ty's got to be ready to come back soon, right?
Well, she wrestled in Stardom like 6 months ago, so I don't see how she's less ready than for that.
That's what I mean.
She was then.
Surely she's going to be like good to like they'll have something planned to get her back on TV soon.
Yeah, but I'm with you. I think Megan and Penelope should probably get this. Megan's gonna.
I would like that.
Megan's gonna kill somebody. So
yeah, probably Harley.
Probably Harley. Right, then we'll move on to the main show. I'm not going to go in the Wikipedia order because I think it's a bit weird. I'll just do it.
It's never the proper order, is it?
I'll do it in like what I think makes sense.
Should we do it by the one that got like literally about a month's worth of storyline done on Collision last night?
Which one was that?
The trios match.
So Paragon versus the Don Callis family. Who are we talking about?
Yeah,
we can start with that. So that's Paragon, the team of Adam Cole, Kyle Fletcher, and Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, versus the Don Callis family, which is Takeshita, Kyle Fletcher, and Josh Alexander.
So have you seen how this was like put together? It was literally on Collision. Adam Cole was on commentary, and they had like 3 Don Callis family matches across the night.
Yeah.
So like it starts off with Don Callis is like, "Oh, Adam Cole, I love him. He'd be a great fit for the family," and Adam Cole's like, "Leave me alone, you pervert." And then after that, that was the first match, and then like Don Callis comes back out for Kyle Fletcher's match later in the night, and it's against Jay Lethal, and Adam Cole's like, "Oh yeah, we're friends from Ring of Honor," and like the high five and shit like that. Kyle Fletcher starts getting in Cole's face a little bit, and then after the match, the Don Callis family are beating up Jay Lethal, and Paragon make the save. And then on commentary, Adam Cole's like, I'm going to lay down the challenge. Us 3 versus any 3 of like the Don Callis family's guys. And then like literally about 20 minutes later, Josh Alexander had a match, and it got made official.
Yeah.
So it was literally done like across the whole. It was quite good the way it was done. Like I thought
it was developed like just over the one show, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was different the way they did it. I thought it was pretty good.
I like that though.
Yeah.
I do like it when wrestling shows do that, when they sort of build the stakes up over the course of the show. There's something happening like repeatedly. I always the classic example for me was always that show where like the episode of Raw where Kane just kept coming out and battering people all throughout the show. I love for that. When I initially looked at this lineup, I was like a little bit disappointed because there was no. I thought, Trent. I'd really like to see Trent in here. But the more I look at it, the more I think, actually, if I look at all the individual matchups possible here, there's loads of shit I want to see. I really want to see
Yeah.
Kyle off. I want to see Kyle Fletcher versus Kyle O'Reilly.
I want
really
Takeshita versus Roddy so bad.
Takeshita versus Roddy. I want Josh v Roddy quite badly.
Yeah.
Sorry,
just Roddy versus all of them.
Fucking hell, there's a police car like an ambulance, and that ambulance like driving past my window. How dare they just try and save lives?
Stretcher matches later in the card.
So we'll get to that. Yeah.
But yeah, they made a big deal as well about Don Callis saying it's the Don Callis family's big three, as in like Takeshita.
Does Rocky Romero mean nothing to you?
Well, I think it was more like Takeshita, Kyle, and Josh Alexander are like the three big single stars.
Yeah, and then
strictly speaking, Lance Archer is bigger than all three of them.
Yeah. But also Lance Archer is more just like a heavy at the moment.
Yeah,
than anything else. Murderbed. And Mark Davis is also knocking about.
No.
Mark Davis is just like a drunk uncle at a wedding. That's all.
Did you mean Christy Quinlan but taller? Like just.
What if Christy Quinlan but broken?
Quintessential is slowly turning into Aussie Open, aren't they?
If Christy Quinlan was a bogan, he'd be basically Mark Davis.
I said that to Pud, and he was like, haha, that means that I get the fucking singles push, and started putting two fingers up to Christy.
I mean, Pud has shaved his hair, so he is literally Kyle Fletcher.
Yeah.
That is very true.
That means Christy's got to stop wearing like wife beaters and like just getting murdered by Will Ospreay.
Yeah.
Also with this match, it seems like they're kind of like teasing that we're going to get Kyle Fletcher versus Cole probably at All In.
Yeah, that's going to be a hell of a. Can we just do like a best of 5 on that?
Kyle should just take the belt off Cole.
Well, just without even a match, just take it off him.
just do it. Yeah.
Look at the year I've had. Just give me that fucking belt.
Just literally, just go. There you go.
Uno reverse it and take the belt.
I think that the Don Callis family win this. I think Kyle's going to pin Adam Cole more specifically
to sort of stake his claim for a title match.
Yeah, 100%. But then
it's got to be clean as a whistle as well.
Yeah, but then any other guy in the match could do that as well, and it would stake their claim. So,
I mean, I wouldn't be against like a little sort of gauntlet for Cole where he's got like where like the Don Callis family come out one at a time for the belt. Like maybe he wrestles Josh Alexander first, then maybe he wrestles Takeshita, and then maybe finally once he's fought all them off, then he has a match with Kyle.
They lent very heavily into Kyle, but also they were leaning quite heavily into Josh Alexander versus Cole. So I think they're the two. I think Josh Alexander's more compelling because obviously the whole ankle injury and Josh Alexander's finisher is the ankle lock. But also I think Brody King wants to do a murder on Josh Alexander. So
yes, after that incredible match they had a few weeks ago.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought that was going to be on the card, to be honest. I genuinely thought they would have put it on the preview.
Yeah, there is no Brody King on this card, so that's a little bit upsetting. I mean, I suppose there's not a great deal you can do with him until Buddy comes back now.
But Buddy was at UFC the other week and looked like he was ready to like get back any day.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, he jumped up and down, so I was like, all right, yeah, your foot's okay then, buddy.
Yeah.
Right, so let's move on then to let's go another tag match. Let's go for a title match. The Hurt Syndicate, the tag team champions, versus the Sons of Texas as Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara.
I'm so torn on this one because Hurt Syndicate absolutely should win it. But if they want to heat up a Texas team for All In, this is kind of the perfect way to do it.
The Von Erichs are right there, guys.
They are. I think one of them was injured, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Which is why the trio
titles. They had to rock the trios, didn't they?
I think you keep the Hurt Syndicate as the champions, and then you do the Von Erichs at All In if they're ready to go.
Yeah.
You've got a few months to heat up the Von Erichs.
Yeah. Or I'll tell it. Well, you've got like
MJF can cut a promo on about how the movie was so shit that they cut his cameo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And also, like, make jokes about the dead family members because he likes doing that, doesn't he?
He does. I mean, so does Christian Cage, to be fair. And
yeah.
He'd have a field day with them. Oh
my God.
I'm sorry. I'm just filibustering so I don't have to talk about Sammy Guevara.
I want the Hurt Syndicate to just fucking murder them. I think as well, like the whole build to this has been like it's not been great anyway. I think this is the match I'm least excited about on the card. And I think as well the fact that like Dustin's like me and Sammy are day one guys, it really actually hurts them because like what the fuck have you done since day one?
Yeah.
Where's your title reigns?
Remember when Sammy like nearly ruined the credibility of the TNT title 3 times?
Remember when he said he did a sex on a belt?
Yeah, and Eddie Kingston was going to kill him.
Yeah,
I wish Eddie Kingston did kill him.
Eddie Kingston shoot attacked him backstage.
More on Eddie Kingston later.
So I think Bobby Lashley's gonna just erase Dustin Rhodes from the face of the earth, isn't he?
I wonder if we get Cedric here.
Well, that's the thing. So he's been posted on the old socials, hasn't he? And his no competes up. He's free to turn up now. Mm-hmm. I don't know if this MJF thing is going to lead to Cedric, whether like they're going to fake him out at some point because he's in now, isn't he? Like,
yeah,
he's in.
Bobby was like, good car. I like. Also, he hit someone, so kind of yeah.
Because I think that for the Hurt Syndicate, if MJF's in there, what they should be doing rather than Bobby and Shelton as the tag champs, they should be having Bobby and MJF kind of at each other's throats because they both want to be world champ for me, or a singles champion.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like by having MJF in the group, they're giving them an eventual bit of protection. So when they drop the belts, it can be because MJF like fucks up and like costs them it or something, and then that's going to lead to them like having a big thing with him.
Yeah.
But just not here, please. Anybody but these two.
Yeah.
Because they're already double Ring of Honor champions. I don't need to have AEW belts as well.
That said, I feel like they're going to need to flip the belts off the Hurt Syndicate, get them on the books, and then do Edge and Christian versus the Bucks in All Out.
Oh yeah,
because it's in Toronto, isn't it?
That'd be
That's where they need to do that match. Let's be honest.
And then they can wrestle the War Dogs at Forbidden Door. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Give me that.
Driller versus the Bucks.
It's only because at the minute it's really interesting.
Did you say the Good Brothers tasty? I agree.
Oh fuck off! I can't believe we might have just paid what we paid for Forbidden Door tickets to watch the fucking Good Brothers wrestle.
It's happening. That train's never late.
I'm gonna see Doc Gallows make cum jokes.
If they revive BTE though, then like
if that's the price we've got to pay for BTE to come back, then
but
all you got to do is send Doc Gallows around to like batter Punk so he can't do his cease and desist.
Yeah, and then we just do.
Is that why they can't do it?
Yeah, Punk sent them a legal threat basically because they thought they mocked him. They thought they mocked him on like a skit they did. Like, remember when Nick Jackson? Remember when the Bucks doing that thing where they fucked up and like kept losing corporate sponsorships? Punk thought that was somehow a dig at him, so he sent him a.
Was it not the bit where like Hangman was like, "I'm too busy doing dick push-ups with Uno to come out and speak to Punk"?
I don't think
that was a different time. That was before Brawl Out.
Oh yeah, that was just before, wasn't it?
That was when Punk tried to be Billy Big Bollocks and like called Hangman out.
Called Hangman out.
Hangman's response was that.
Yeah.
Right. So we've got the matches up the way that I'm probably like the least jazzed about. I think everything else on this card I'm pretty hyped for now moving forward.
Let's get to the fun stuff.
You're not jazzed about the Don Callis family and the Paragon?
Yeah, I mean it'll be fine, but it's not like
it's got all your favourites in there.
It has, but it's going to be like mechanically entertaining, but it's going to be it's not going to like.
Tasty, that's going to be a fucking PWG ass trios match, and you know it.
Yeah, but it's not like stirring my emotions like all the other matches are.
That's true.
It will do. Wait.
I just want Roderick Strong to punch Kyle Fletcher like he's a young buck in Reseda.
Whatever I end up giving it star rating wise, it'll get one more if they come out to end a heartache.
Face when I just said that.
Why would you do that to me?
Hey, it was the 16-year anniversary of that the other day.
I know it was. You sent me a picture.
Right, let's move on then. Should we have some women's action?
Please.
Should we get into the Owen Hart? Should we talk about the Owen? Because this, I think, is the most intriguing match on the card in terms of what could happen.
I do, and I think my pick might surprise you.
Is it Jamie?
No, it's Mercedes. I think Jamie would be a really good person to give Mercedes her first loss. They've done a really compelling thing for this, but let's face it, Tony and Mercedes is like the fucking money match at All In. That's like the match that's gonna like shift fucking tickets to Texas.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
absolutely. It's like it's a
such a
Beyonce match, isn't it?
it's such a shame though, because there's so much history with Jamie and Tony that they could call back to in a big match.
Yeah,
like because Jamie beat Tony for the title when,
I mean,
or Tony beat Jamie for the title, sorry, when Tony was a heel, and so
yeah, there's nothing stopping there's nothing stopping like Mercedes winning by fuckery. Tony then, because she's the whole thing recently has been like she's the fighting champion, giving Jamie an eliminator match, losing, and then having that happen as well.
Yeah, I mean,
There's
There's ways around it.
There's nothing stopping later on as well, like Jamie beating Mercedes for it either. Like, have Jamie win a Forbidden Door.
But if Mercedes wins, which I think it's more likely that she
Got to be
does,
Athena, hasn't it?
does Mercedes beat Tony at All In?
I don't think so, but
Because I think that puts you in a bit of a spot, doesn't it? If you put Mercedes in this big match, great, you've got the big match. But
yeah,
then if you give Mercedes both belts, that's you're on thin ice, then, aren't you?
I'm putting Jamie to win in this.
I think that the thing is, like, obviously with Mercedes losing one of her belts, and that's playing into the whole match as well, like the build of the match with Jamie saying, "Oh, you look like you're traveling a little bit lighter today." Like that can kind of play into the start of like Mercedes lost the belt, she's then like loses the Owen. And also when Jamie finally hit that haterade on Mercedes sold it like she'd been hit by a fucking car. So
yeah, so my argument for Jamie to win here is that this is a way that you can have Mercedes take a loss, but without obviously losing the belt.
Yeah,
and that's why I think it's Jamie.
And also, I think that if Jamie wins there, it does elevate her, even if it's just like even if it's a non-title match, it's in a tournament final. It elevates her. It doesn't hurt Mercedes because they've both gone through the tournament.
Yeah. I think this is definitely the most intriguing, like I said before, the most intriguing match. Like anything could happen in this. Like Mercedes could win clean, Mercedes could win dirty, Jamie could get murdered with a haterade. Like
that's what we want.
It's wide open.
Yeah.
If I'm going to nail my flag to the mast, I'm going heart over head. I'm going for Jamie.
Yeah, me too.
I'm going to go Mercedes.
Right.
I think you're wrong.
I think Tony and Mercedes has to happen at All In. I think that's the biggest stage they can put that match on. And I think it's the biggest dream match AEW has right now. That's
okay.
Well, certainly in the women's division.
So here's a tenuous link from someone who fought against the Outcasts to someone who partnered with someone who was asked to kiss one of the Outcasts. Wow. We're going to go to FTR versus Daniel Garcia and Nigel McGuinness.
I love this. I'm so excited. Does it not feel like he's like, "Are you my dad? Are you my new dad?" That's what it feels like.
Someone made a really good point here that, like, first of all, every time Nigel wrestles now, it feels like a bit of a treat, doesn't it? It feels like we're getting a little bonus round that we should never have had.
Yeah.
It feels like we're getting like a little extra, which is really nice. Like, you know, like a little extra free side with your takeaway.
Yeah.
But one thing I really like, what this is someone pointed out, is that Nigel's kind of becoming Daniel Garcia's mentor, which is what Bryan Danielson wanted to be.
This is
what I wanted for so long.
This is
kind of like Nigel's ultimate revenge. It's like, well, I can't fight you anymore because you've retired, so I'll steal your boy.
Yeah.
I'll mentor the guy that you wanted to mentor, and he turned you down for Chris Jericho.
Oh. He's going to mention that, isn't he? That's going to happen.
Well, it's what's interesting about this as well, which I don't think has been picked up on as much, but there was just something that happened on Collision where I was like, oh, okay. Was when Garcia mentioned Adam Copeland, and Nigel's reaction to that was like, you fucking what, lad? So I think that there's still, obviously, because Cope and Nigel don't like each other, there's still that weird like thing there as well.
Mm.
But also could be
But Nigel also had his shot cost to him by Christian as well.
He did, but Nigel
Yeah.
also has been gaslighting anyone who brings that up.
But you know what I mean?
Excalibur brought it up and Nigel just swept it under the fucking carpet.
I think this will be a good match though. FTR are the most interesting they've been in about 4 years because they're heels now. And it's really working for them.
I want like Nigel to lariat murder.
FTR is like absolute shithouse heels is where they should be at this point in their careers, quite frankly.
Although, I will say, because I think FTR are winning this match, they absolutely have to win this match. And I just want Nigel to win one match when he's back.
You know what?
He loses every single one.
I think Garcia's eating the pin because Nigel couldn't get to him.
Oh, Nigel's gonna like watch his boy die in front of him.
That's what I
think's gonna happen.
What if this leads to Nigel versus Garcia?
Oh, don't! I'll be absolutely feral for that. Like,
can I also say I've really been enjoying Stokely with FTR as well. I didn't when he first came out, I didn't think they'd need him, but he's put a bit of he's like because they're a bit dry FTR. They're a bit like the joke is like it's just Dax Harwood gets on the mic and screams and moans about his family, but Stokely's a bit he's sort of like he's like pouring gravy on like a plate of mashed potato.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see this. Daniel Garcia's he's a great wrestler. He's just not had anything really to do since he signed his new contract, and this is like the first time he's been in something that's felt consequential.
He had that alright feud with Cottle that lasted too long.
Yeah, but it just that sort of like just petered out and it just lost all its momentum. Yeah. This feels like it's got some juice. Like this feels like it's got the sauce.
It's got legs.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see where it goes because, as I say, like, I mean, I think it's obvious, isn't it? Like the building up to Edge and Christian versus FTR.
Yeah,
probably all in. So then, how do we? I assume Cope comes back on the show and attacks FTR after the match.
What, on Sunday?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, that's a shout.
Yeah, because if you think about it, like, when's All In? It's like July, isn't it?
Yeah. So is it the next big pay-per-view?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like 6 weeks from Double or Nothing. That's 6 weeks Cope's got to spend convincing Father that they should tag again.
Yeah.
So the All In is
12th of July.
Yeah.
And it's on a Saturday.
It is.
And this one's on a bank holiday, so it's
Yeah.
It's a good time all around, guys.
It's a time to be alive.
It is. Also, I think it's the same day as the Full Games Fair that we've been plugging.
Oh, sick!
Amazing!
No, it's the week. It's the week before.
So are we all thinking FTR?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want the conflict and the. I mean, I don't really care that much about FTR, but I care a lot about Danny and Nigel.
I think Garcia is on like a little bit of a hero's journey, isn't he? He's got to go through the suffering to sort of come out the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
suffering builds character, and he could probably do with a little bit of character. So,
yeah. I think even like if you wanted to put this in Ring of Honor or whatever as well, putting like Danny, like have like Danny win the Pure title again with Nigel as his mentor or whatever, like, you know what I mean, like. Stuff like that's even fine.
Right, then we'll move on. Because I'm a little bit at this point in the show, we might be a little bit tired. We might all need to lie down, so we could get a nice little stretcher out and have a little rest. Yeah. So this is Mark Briscoe versus Ricochet in a stretcher match. They didn't make it hair versus hair, which is upsetting.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been brilliant. Udo would have booked that.
I love though Mark Briscoe's commitment to the bit where he cut that promo saying Ricochet, he doesn't respect Ricochet because he can't grow respectful head of hair. No. And since Mark Briscoe started growing his hair out.
Yeah.
Absolute scumbag. But
commitment to the bit.
Oh, it's brilliant. I think Ricochet should absolutely win this though. Ricochet is one of the most compelling heels AEW has at the moment. And I hate that because he's fucking annoying, but that's probably a good thing.
It's a really good balance of characters. So you say, Ricochet is probably the most sort of effective heel that AEW have got, pure heel, and Mark Briscoe is the ultimate white meat babyface. Yeah. beloved.
They're the antithesis to each other, aren't they? Like,
And Briscoe's gonna try and do something fucking stupid, and it's gonna backfire, and Ricochet's gonna scumbag it somehow.
Briscoe's probably gonna miss a froggy bow onto the stretcher.
Yeah.
Ricochet's gonna stab him a lot with scissors. Briscoe's gonna
bleed like fuck in this match.
Briscoe's gonna bleed like a stuck pig.
Even though he's like quite annoying as a person in general, it's nice to have a heel that you actually hate.
Yeah.
Instead of, oh, he's a heel, but he's cool. It's like, no, this guy's just a piece of shit.
No, he's if you were sat next to you on a bus, you'd get off at the next stop.
Yeah, exactly.
To be fair, they've got quite a few like heels like that at the moment. They're like FTR were getting fucking nuclear heat on Collision.
Yeah.
And Christian can still get like an unnecessary amount of heat when he needs to.
Yeah.
Just brings up someone's dead
feels like it just feels like Ricochet's like that at the minute. Like,
but
that's
Well, this match is going to be really good fun. It's a really nice clash of styles. Like Ricochet is going to be doing some high flying, Briscoe is just going to be doing violence.
It's going to be like that Young Bucks match where he's like lucha rules. And he throws a chair at his face.
I feel like this is going to be like a nice sort of like palate cleanser in between a lot of like the other matches as well.
Yeah.
Because it's the only other gimmick match that isn't Anarchy in the Arena. And I feel like if it's paced the way it was on Revolution, where obviously they had the Hollywood ending and then they had the cage match a little bit later on.
Yeah.
And they're not sending out John Moxley versus fucking Cope to die. It'll be great.
I think there's a good chance they could put this on, like you say, they could put this on quite early. Just to sort of like, I don't think it'll go first. I think I don't know.
No, I think it'll go like third or fourth. Like I think probably looking at the way the cards put out, it's either going to go like between the women's own final and a Okada and Speedball. Or
I was about to say I could see a Okada Speedball open up because that's going to be a motherfucker. Speaking of which, should we talk about it?
Yeah.
After Collision and seeing Speedball with that belt, I really want Speedball to win. Because
So I love like Okada's sort of like position in AEW now, where like he'll basically have an absolute motherfucking banger pay-per-view match, and then the next like 6 weeks he'll just be an absolute prick, which will lead some face to call him out and be like, "Yo, Okada, you haven't got it anymore. Let's see if you can still go." And then he'll come out and just do another fucking massive pay-per-view banger.
It's so good.
I think this has the potential to steal the show.
Yeah, this if you've not bought into Mike Bailey yet, for whatever reason,
what are you doing?
If you think he's a bit weird, which he is, and he's a bit like sort of outside the box, which he is, and you're not quite on board with him, I think this is the match that's going to put you over the top.
Yeah.
Have
you seen the Bro Nami code he was on the other week?
No.
Where it's MXM and Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight. And the whole time, Mike Bailey sat there speedrunning Super Mario World, while Mansoor and Mace are mansplaining the difference between Khajiit and Argonians from Oblivion.
Oh my god!
And basically explaining the story of Morrowind to Kevin Knight, while Kevin Knight just sat there really high, like what? It's fucking great.
Incredible. Speaking of match that could get added to the pre-show, Kevin Knight's not got anything to do on here, and I think there's a good chance we'll see him somewhere. Oh, is he? Oh, is he in?
He's in Best of the Super Juniors.
Super Juniors. That makes sense.
Yeah, him and Nick Wayne.
Fuck it, man. Give AR Fox a match as well, because he's been on a fucking tear lately.
Yeah, he had a banger with Josh Alexander on Collision this week.
Yeah.
You know, speaking of AR Fox, there's a guy who wrestles like in like the local shows called Dukes, and he is so fun. But he's like basically like, what if AR Fox, but from Spain?
Okay.
Fair.
He wrestles on like Infinite and stuff like that. He's really fun. He's a super cool guy. Check him out.
Awesome. So so Okada versus Speedball. I mean,
Okada wins. Yeah,
Okada's probably going to win, isn't he? Because they're doing him v Kenny all in, right?
Yeah. The thing is, they're probably going to unify those belts. However, if they were to have Speedball beat Okada for that belt, I'd be totally okay with it.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be really good fun. Speedball's going to absolutely show out.
Yeah.
And Okada's
Kenny lost his belt, yeah.
No.
Nope.
Okada's going to Rainmaker him so hard his mullet's going to fall off.
Yeah.
Sure is. He's going to Rainmaker him so hard he's going to start wearing shoes.
He's going to Rainmaker his shoes on instead of
He's
Rainmaker his
gonna
shoes off.
Rainmaker him into a pair of shoes.
Yeah, it'll be a really good match. I'm really looking forward to that. My only concern, if that doesn't like open, is that they put it on like quite late on the card, and by the time it comes around, I'm just not going to be in the mood for it.
I feel like
it does feel like an opener.
Because there's going to come a point on this card at like 4 a.m. when I'm just going to want to see Anarchy in the arena, immediately. And if it's like, oh, Anarchy, and then like fucking Speedball music hits, I'm like, oh, great, I'm going to have to sit through a 25-minute technical match before I get the bollocks that I want to see.
I mean, Anarchy in the arena isn't closing the show for once.
No, but it's not going on near it's going on towards the back end.
Yeah, I can see. To be honest, I can see either that or Mercedes and Jamie opening, because they're the two matches that seem like
it would be nice to have a women's match opener, to be honest.
Yeah,
but I think the way AEW always like want a high octane match to G the crowd up, don't they? And I think Carter v Speedball could be that match.
Yeah, probably is, to be fair.
Looking at this card, you're not sending fucking Sammy and Dustin out to open the show, are you? Jesus fucking Christ.
Could be on the pre-show, that. But it's the hair syndicate, so you can't.
They hurt people.
Yeah, they do hurt people.
Right then, we'll go on to what have we got left? Another women's match. We'll do Tony Storm versus Mina Shirakawa.
Oh, I hope Mina wins. I hope Mina wins.
I'm so glad Mina's in AEW. She's lovely, isn't she?
Yeah.
We want Mina.
We do want Mina.
I did find it funny on Dynamite this week, Tony, like on commentary talking about Mina's new song that got scrapped.
I mean, there's a very dangerous chance that this could be like the most sapphic match AEW has ever done.
It's going to be perfect, and Pete's going to have to sit in a room with me and Nat watching this. So, thoughts and prayers to Pete.
He sure is.
It's going to be like 70% like breast-related innuendo.
I mean, have you seen Tony's promo she did on Collision?
Yes.
It was just like 2 minutes of innuendo. Yeah, I think Tony wins this. That said, Mina and Mercedes as like a rematch from Wrestle Dynasty would be interesting, but I think Tony wins this.
Do you think there's a chance of Mariah shenanigans here?
Potentially.
Is she not left?
No, so she's been teasing that she's coming back.
What?
Don't worry about it.
So I don't know what's going on. She's been teasing that she's not gone, and because all the rumors are that she's basically fucking off to go to the WWE. But she's like just missing, like just teasing, like fucking people.
I think more likely, rather than Mariah coming back, I think we get a Thekla debut.
What if we just throw all the Joshi wrestlers at Tony Storm?
Yeah. Or to be honest, the other thing I could see happening is Thekla costing Jamie.
Oh, right, okay, and then going into
in the Owen, and then them having a feud, because that'd fucking bang.
Yeah.
I'm so happy Thekla's coming to AEW as well. Like, oh fuck me, like this women's division's just juiced up now. This is my god.
They're leaning more and more into the Toxic Spider stuff, aren't they? Like there was during the Bucks and Mocks, there was like the spider literally like walking across the whole like screen. So I think it's probably going to be a case of her showing up and having a stare down with Tony, but I could also see her costing Jamie and then something coming of that.
I'd be down for that though.
Yeah, Jamie Hayter and Thekla would be fucking great.
Apparently, again, not to sort of get too into it, but apparently, Shida is getting her visa resorted out as well, so she can come back to America.
Oh yeah.
Kenny's been looking after her cats.
Yeah, we could be about to hit like peak AEW women's division. This could be, yeah.
And Britt Baker is also there.
Britt Baker as well, maybe.
Sean Ross Sapp said the other day on Fightful Select that he thinks she's coming back soon.
Oh, right, okay. So, fucking hell, good luck working in this division, Britt.
Yeah, I know.
Can you hang?
Are you going to sandbag Mercedes again? Are you sure?
Oh, if you sandbag fucking Thekla, she'll just batter you.
They'll turn you into a sandbag.
You'll be the one hiding in the toilet.
Oh my god! Wow! I can't believe you just said that.
That was outstanding. Moving on.
Moving on then. I think it's just the big two now, isn't it?
It's Anarchy in the Arena because we're having Anarchy in the podcast.
So the big question has been throughout. Well, there's a couple of questions. I want to talk first about the big question: what song is going to loop over the show, over the match?
Pony Club, just over and over.
I would really like it if it's Eddie Kingston's music when he comes out and does all of the murder.
But hear me out. I saw this. Someone posted this online. What if it's
I think
Willow?
It's going to be Swerves.
What if it's Willow's and Ian Riccaboni just has to continually rap over it?
Oh, that'd be so good. No, that's what I want now. No,
get
okay.
Caprice out and stuff as well.
Ian Riccaboni just like crying as he just because he can't stop.
I wouldn't want that to Ian Riccaboni though.
He did. Get Caprice out. He can do it.
He did get really excited on Blue Sky the other day because someone asked him if he could. Someone asked Ian if he could tell them about how he likes his hash browns, and he got really excited about it. Of course, I'd love to tell you. And then
so can I just go through the because people don't aware, and for something that I want to talk about, I'll just go through the participants of the match. So it's sort of like a team AEW, which is Kenny Omega, Swerve Strickland, Willow Nightingale, and the Ops, consisting of Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Kazuchika Shibata. They're putting Shibata in Anarchy in the Arena. They're fucking lunatics.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is the man who had his brain taken out and put back in because he was about to die, and they're letting him be in this match.
It's fun.
A match where someone has been set on fire.
I mean, don't you forget about the that street fight you had with Jericho where he was like,
True.
He literally had like the bin on his head and like Jericho was like elbowing it.
This is a match where last year they hung Darby Allin until he was fundamentally dead.
And also there was the bit which I hope gets recreated of Eddie Kingston just coming out covered in blood with a petrol can.
Well, just with no explanation. Well, we'll move on to that. So they're going up against the Death Riders, which is John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Marina Shafir, and Wheeler Yuta, and the Young Bucks, Matthew Jackson and Nicholas Jackson. There is no Gabe Kidd in this match.
But Gabe has been heavily promoted for this match.
So brings me on to my next point. If Gabe Kidd gets involved, who is going to come out to even up the odds?
No, don't be stupid.
Hangman.
How dare you?
All I'm saying is,
how dare you, Faye? Gabe Kidd broke Eddie Kingston's leg.
Gabe Kidd better
Eddie Kingston's had a
year
thinking about
Eddie
that.
Kingston's just said that he wasn't ready.
Nah, Meltzer said today that Eddie Kingston has been cleared. Actually, so
Eddie Kingston's not going to say. Eddie Kingston's not going to say yes. I'll be there on Sunday. Is he? You know,
Eddie Kingston's going to be like working his ass off, and I think Eddie Kingston's music what loops around when he comes out and he just backfists everybody.
Right now, Eddie Kingston's probably got Cesar Bononi in a chokehold so he can steal his life force.
While eating Five Guys with the other hand.
While eating Five Guys. Newports.
I'm so angry you'd even suggest anyone except Eddie Kingston, Faye.
I
feel betrayed.
I'm really deep in my feelings about what is going to come.
But this is, I mean, let me have this one, Faye. This is my moment to get emotional. So the stars are all aligning here.
That fucking cop hangman's got a fucking ostrich to kill.
The stars are all aligning. Mox and Claude. Mox is basically Eddie's like best friend, is allied with the people he hates the most in like Claudio Castagnoli.
Also, don't forget, like, Eddie and Danielson buried the hatchet and they had that respect for one another.
Yeah.
And Yuta was his road wife.
And even to the point of Eddie doing that video where he was telling Brian he had to win at Wembley or he'd be disappointed in him.
Yeah.
And then Mox turned on him.
Eddie like kayfabe hates the Young Bucks because they're like posers who ruin AEW. And if Gabe Kidd does get involved, which
Eddie fucking hates Gabe Kidd because he broke his leg.
Will. Yeah, Eddie's the one. Gabe Kidd's the one who put Eddie on the shelf for a year. So
yeah. Oh.
So,
I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. My boys are gonna be fighting.
I would be fine if Eddie just comes out, no explanation, just covered in blood with a can of petrol like he did
last time.
That's
what I want to happen. That's literally
just no explanation given. That's just how it comes out.
I want it to be where like you see the Bucks like get thrown like through the entrance ramp, And it's like, what's going on? What's going on? And then you just see Eddie come out with like a petrol can, looking sadistic, covered in blood, probably the Bucks' blood. And he's like, I'm gonna kill Claudio.
Oh my God. That's going to be amazing.
Let the Claudio burn.
Yeah, plus,
Oh,
loads of Eddie's fucking guys are in that match, aren't they? Like, he's
they
mates with
are,
Joe,
yeah.
he's mates with Shibata, he's mates with Hobbs, he's mates with Willow.
Eddie's
Oh,
like the conglomeration member.
if someone's about to hurt Willow, Eddie will fucking kill her.
That's what
Yeah.
I'd like it to be, that Mox is about to like Death Rider Willow, or Claudio. No, Claudio's gonna do something to Willow, and then like Eddie's music hits, and it's like, yeah.
He can put Willow in the swing.
Can. I also want Willow to bait with the power bomb Yuta so bad.
I think that needs to happen.
I want it. I want it to kill Yuta. Like, I want it to
I love
pounce Yuta
Yuta.
through like a door or something as well.
So
I'd be
I
okay
mean,
with that.
who have we got for this? I think it's an interesting one. Like, I think the Death Riders are kind of on the downswing now. I think
yeah.
since they lost the trios titles, it's kind of taken a bit of the aura off them. It's kind of taken a bit of the invincibility off them. I think you can I think they can kind of pivot a bit into like a sort of, they're still a big faction, but like Moxley's the only one who's like really in power, and
Legitimate.
the rest of them are sort of like scrambling around a bit, trying to, you know.
But even then, Mox is still like you can see he's losing control.
Well, Mox said it himself, didn't he? He was like, "Yeah, no one gets their ass kicked more than I do." It's like, what the fuck, Mox?
Yeah.
Plus, I think there's a chance the Bucks get deep into this match and like, we ain't fucking down for this, and they just fuck off.
And
Oh,
then
100%. Do you not remember the last time that Mox was in a tag team with the Bucks?
Mm.
And how well that went for Mox?
I think there's a point
he
where
not learning from his
I think there's a
mistakes?
point where the violence gets too much for them, and they're just like, we ain't doing this.
But also, follow if that doesn't happen, follow or not, right? You know what? I've got a lot to say. I'll wait until
But I think this could be a, maybe not necessarily a face turn for the Bucks, but this could like plant a seed that like maybe they're gonna.
I don't want them in face.
No, I've got.
All right, I'll let you have this. Right, well, we'll move on to the main event then. Who have we got for this? I mean, I think it might just be Team AEW.
I think the faces should win this one, because the heels usually win Anarchy in the arena.
And also,
and fucking Kenny's there, man, and Swerve, and Joe. Like, I love all those guys, and Willow. Like, I don't want to see Willow lose.
Who won the last one though?
The
Elite.
It was the Elite.
Was it?
Yeah, and then the year before was BCC.
Remember they hung Darby and then just battered Bryan Danielson.
Was that last year?
Yeah.
It was, yeah. Yeah, no, it has to be Team AEW this year.
The heels have won the last two of them.
But the Elite's been like this thread, hasn't it? Like through like...
And BCC.
Yeah, love that.
And now they're teaming together.
Yeah.
And Eddie Kingston's going to kill them.
And Eddie Kingston's going to set all of them on fire.
Yeah.
I want Swerve to murder Matt Jackson, just for me.
Also, like, I know, like, there's the talk of it's going to be Hangman and Swerve versus the Bucks at All In. I wouldn't hate it if it was Swerve and Eddie Kingston against the Bucks at All In instead.
I'd be okay with that as well.
I'd quite like it.
Yeah.
But also, stuff.
The two realest men in AEW versus the Bucks.
Yeah.
The two fakest men in AEW.
The two fakest men, the two dangliest men in AEW.
And then Eddie gets invested in fucking over Hangman because of Swerve. See, it's all fucking intertwined.
I would like that. Okay, let's talk about the match and then.
So the main event, it was announced. It's going to main event the show. Yeah. Probably one of the last, not say last, but one of like the big money matches in AEW that they haven't done yet. And it's a worthy main event, and it's not even for a title; it's for a title shot.
First time ever.
Yeah.
Well, they get the Owen belt.
They get the Owen belt, but yeah, for a shot that the winner goes to All In to face whoever the champion is. Hangman versus Will Ospreay. Holy shit! Before we talk about this match, we have to talk about the build, because you know, every now and then, I mean, AEW typically builds matches pretty well. Every now and then, though, one of them just one match, one build just catches fire, and like everything they do is just insane.
9 times out of 10, it is Hangman though. Like when that happens,
this is it. Like Will Ospreay's promos have been phenomenal. Hangman's promos have been phenomenal. There was like literally a moment, like 2 weeks ago on Dynamite, where they just stood, and it was like Hangman saying about like how this was his redemption, and like he had to do this, and there's been a lot of like I'm sorry, it's not your fault, but you basically
It's
have to
not your
die so
time.
I can
Yeah.
get what I need.
Well, the more I think that the interesting thing of it is that last year Hangman was in the own for all the wrong reasons, where it was like he was consumed with getting that shot against Swerve at Wembley and taking the belt off Swerve. That's the only reason why he was in the own. This year he's in the own because he realized the thing that I lost that made me go down this like path. It wasn't anything Swerve did. It was losing that title. I need that back to like to get like that part of me back. And
Yeah.
we're so close to like the old Hangman coming back. I think him winning the
But
belt is
Mission
what's
about
going to do
Dark
it.
Order was like a lot.
But at the same time, we are close to getting home. But it feels like he's gambling like the last shred of himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's pushed. This is ironically he's all in. This is him pushing the last of his chips in. This is like
He's double or nothing, you could say.
This is my one chance. This is my one chance to like recover my soul, basically.
Yeah, and I think the other thing as well that Ospreay keeps bringing up Swerve, and you can see Hangman's getting more and more fucking angry about that, and he's gonna kill that man. He really is. But I think for me,
it's a shame because in another set of circumstances, these two could be like really good friends. I think.
Yeah.
But because of the situation that they've both found themselves in, like they have to have this like horrible not blood feud, but they have to have this like horrible high stakes match. And like,
then Will
both
Ospreay saw Hangman drink a beer and thought, Hangman saw Will Ospreay drink a beer and thought, "Now you got to die, mate." Like,
yeah. It also like there was the bit obviously where Hangman smiled when he got to the final, and it's like the first time we've actually seen Hangman smile on television in like fucking months. And again, it's like little glimmers of the old Hanger that we all know and love before he become like a big old cop. And I think as well though, like because Ospreay did a really good job of like kind of setting out like what his path was, where it was like I need to get to Forbidden Door as the world champion because
that's his house.
That's like me bringing the belt home.
It's special for so many reasons
Yeah.
it's in the UK and it's a New Japan show, so it's like it's all the facets of his life like lining
Yeah.
up. It almost seems like it's like destined to happen. It's written in the stars, and there's been this like feeling around Ospreay for so long that at any point he can just become world champion.
Yeah.
He's that good.
Yeah, I think what I'd prefer, Hangman wins here, dethrones Mox, and then we get Hangman versus Ospreay rematch at Forbidden Door. That's what I personally prefer.
Instead of doing a New Japan, instead of going against like Goto or something.
No, because they can have Takeshita win the G1 and then kill Goto to death. Oh, and also Goto said he really wants Shibata at Forbidden Door.
Oh, right, okay.
Like he's pretty much said like the match that he wants is Shibata.
The thing is though, right, is that if Hangman wins, you're going to have Hangman on the same side as Kenny, who have avoided each other, by the way, for like the whole time that Kenny's been back, for the whole time since like everything fell apart.
They've not been in the ring at all.
Not really, no, I don't think so.
And Kenny's like boys would Swerve now, so I'm sure Hangman's taking that fucking fine.
So Hangman and Kenny are gonna be on the same side against the Bucks.
Well,
I am chewing my own arm off about this, guys.
Again, Faye, what you've got to remember is though Kenny's fucking buddy with Swerve at the moment. I don't think Hanger's gonna like that.
Listen, I just can't. I'm gonna be absolutely.
I think Hangman might kill Kenny.
What?
I think Hangman might do a murder on him.
I can't deal with that. This is all too much, and I'm just having the worst time.
I think Hangman's going to do a kill on Kenny.
Kenny doesn't deserve that.
Do we think Hangman's winning this?
Yeah.
I think I'm really torn. I think it could go either way.
On the one hand, I think it makes lots of sense for Hangman to win this and then beat Moxley at All In.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, on the other hand,
you've got to have a cowboy win at Texas.
On the other hand, though, like Hangman's eternal suffering is like easily the most entertaining storyline in AEW.
Yeah.
Also,
this is his redemption arc.
True.
Kenny's first time back, and only Jay noticed this, by the way. When Kenny first came back, yeah.
I can't even fucking remember.
Kenny was wearing Swerve shoes.
Yeah, he was. That's what I mean. Kenny's like proper buddy with Swerve.
Yeah.
You fucking don't think Swerve knows what he's doing there?
Yeah, Kenny, before they even crossed paths, I was freaking out about the shoes because I was like, they're Swerve shoes. They're the shoes that you're wearing when you first come back. What the fuck? But yeah, I need Hangman to win because I need this story to absolutely just it's either gonna be Hangman gets whatever thing he feels like he needs to get, and then it doesn't help anyway. He's still that person, and it was never about the belt.
I think as well with Ospreay, like at this point in his career, they can hold off till Forbidden Door, or they can hold off till All In next year in Wembley.
Yeah,
and give him that bigger moment. I think it would be more meaningful holding off. And let's face it, like Ospreay's one of the best wrestlers on the planet. He's not going to have a shortage of like guys he can go and wrestle against. Like
he also loves losing.
He fucking loves losing. Yeah.
And Hangman as well. Mox was the first start of Hangman's descent into this darkness.
Was it?
Yeah.
I think it was losing the belt.
No, it was the death match and stuff like that.
Oh no, that's came back
like,
around to it, but him losing the belt.
Hangman didn't wrestle anybody to lose the belt. Don't worry about it.
Him losing the belt to Redacted, and then he never
lost it one day.
He never got his shot back though.
And then Mox just had it for some reason
until the Mox
and then
match.
Mox was fine, and there we go. Yeah, that's it.
And then Mox knocked him out, and then Hangman choked that man with the chain and broke his brain.
And then went insane.
Yeah, and then Swerve called him fat on television, and broke into his house. And then they say Hangman didn't do anything wrong, but I've got fucking evidence on the contrary.
I've got to say, Faye, I'm really down this idea. I'm really down with this idea of Hangman like getting back to the top, getting the belt back, and then realizing like what he misses isn't the belt; it's like his friends.
Yeah. And then seeing his friend hanging out with Swerve instead, and going fucking off the deep end. That's what I want.
There's still tread on the. I mean, we are obviously Hangman is the main character of AEW. There is plenty of tread on the tires with his story wherever it actually goes in.
I think as well the other thing we've got to kind of remember is like, which is why I'm kind of leaning more towards Hanger on this one, is that they still left a lot of road ahead for revisiting Hangman and MJF. Like that
promo the other week was very telling, wasn't it?
And Hangman Okada as well.
But no, I mean, so like the way they did the Hangman MJF feud, they teased like it was going to be more than one show.
Yeah.
And then they went their separate ways, and Hangman went down the path of I'm going to win the Owen, and MJF's like, well, I'm just going to like buddy up with the Hurt Syndicate and get in the world title picture that way. And I think that's where they're kind of going to dovetail next is Hangman's like next big meaningful, like kind of the equivalent of when that feud Hangman had with Adam Cole as when he was world champion, where it was like his big meaningful feud really of that title run, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Other than Danielson, obviously, but I think it's probably going to be more like that, where you can see you can see where the direction is more with that than okay, Ospreay takes it off Mox, then what?
Yeah.
Like I can see a million ways where Hangman. I can see so many different feuds for Hangman once he wins the belt. I can't really for Ospreay yet.
Really interesting because we sort of had that with Hangman last time, didn't we? It was like, and now what?
Yeah.
And now there's everything.
That's it. And like Hangman, when he won the belt last time, he had that really good feud with Danielson. He had that really good feud with Adam Cole. He had the feud with Punk, which kind of like fell apart before it started. And it always felt like he was just holding the belt for the next guy.
Someone else, yeah.
Yeah. Whereas I think he could have a long run, he could have a meaningful run, and he could have it against, as I say, there's a
It'd
rematch.
be great if he could eclipse MJF's run. And then that could be like a fucking
that could come into the whole thing again, where MJF's like, I want to make sure you don't beat my record, sort of thing.
Oh yeah.
But there's multiple matches he could have with MJF at different times. There's Jay White, he's got unfinished business with him. Swerve, Kenny, a rematch with Ospreay, Mox. Like there's more. I think there's more meat on the bone for a Hangman run at this point than there is for an Ospreay run. That's just personal preference for me.
I think we need a run of something that has legs.
I mean, even look at the stuff they were teasing with Father and Hangman.
Yeah,
they never did anything more with that other than like both of them just wanting to fuck over Jay White.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
Cope, Darby. There's plenty of, as I say, there's a lot more meat on the bone for stuff for Hangman to do as the world champion for me than there is for Ospreay at the moment.
And I am just really curious as to what it does to my own mental health when it does happen as well. So, that's why it should happen.
Especially when Kyle Fletcher probably dethrones him for it.
Why are you like this? Why?
So
don't you think Kyle Fletcher's going to beat Hangman?
No.
So we're all going for Hangman to win then.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying. It's the roundabout way of saying this.
Yeah.
Lovely stuff. Right. Well, that's it. That's all the matches in the book. Yeah. Fantastic. Didn't have to win this now.
Well, just because we've been plugging it on other ones, check out Liverpool Games Fair. I'll stick all the links for that in there.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're really happy to be supporting them.
Come and play Blood and Clock with us. You get to kill Jay or me or Faye.
Or Matthew.
Matthew. Matthew will also be there.
Yeah.
You can kill an actual child and not go to prison.
Last time I convinced Faye to kill her own child. It was fucking great.
It was great.
That's so Shakespearean.
I mean, I could have done it, and I was going to Faye, do it.
It was Palpatine. Great. It was so fun.
Like Palpatine telling Anakin to kill the younglings.
Yeah, and we're going to Atomic next Wednesday.
We are. Me and Faye will be there with stickers.
Awesome.
Booing Scott Oberman, as is tradition.
Of course. It's Oberman and Kessler as well.
I'll definitely be booing Scott Oberman because I'm a Kessler guy. Liverpool Games Fair, I'll stick the link down below in the YouTube video and in Spotify. Go check that out. Tickets are on sale now. They're £15, I believe.
And then £5 for the cool little afternoon
for
show.
For the extra shows. But yeah, there's a ton of board games and a ton of
some special guests as well.
Yeah.
And traders, so you probably get dice.
Yeah, buy dice. Dice are cool. You can, if you think you've got too many dice, you haven't. Buy more.
No, I need more dice. And yeah, I'll as I say, I'll include that. Am I missing? Oh, check out me and Faye did with Ollie actually a retro review of Wrestling with Shadows, which is one of my favorite documentaries of all time. It's aggressively Canadian and 90s.
Yeah, and as we're recording this now, our good friend Joe is on from Damn It Vacant. Check them out. Is on Tom Clark's main event. Check that out as well.
Yeah. And check out Sweet Trinbag as well because they're great.
Yeah, Dan is also lovely, as is Sam and the other guy whose name I always forget.
And if you like Ted Lasso, me, Joe, and Tom Clark do a Ted Lasso podcast.
And check out the Songbook podcast too. That's fun.
Me, Joe, Ben, and Tom Clark are going to be doing another podcast soon, which we can't talk about yet because we haven't announced anything.
No.
But yeah, that'll be coming soonish once we figure out what we're doing. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.